So for the first part of the discussion, I'd like to structure around sort of the promise of AI as initially sort of sold to us, for lack of a better word, and sort of the reality on the ground, and sort of get your sense of what you think is truly going on.
You know, for Google, it was a space that we had actually been in for many years. And so we had that depth of experience. And so when this sort of transformative wave hit, I think the company was pretty easily able to understand how foundational and how transformational this technology would be. And I think that's what drove the significant investment. And you can think about it as sort of two big pieces. The first is, think about all these Google consumer services that we all use, you know, Gmail, Photos, YouTube, Workspace, et cetera. All of those services can get much, much more powerful by infusing AI in them. And you're seeing some of the things the company is doing there already. So that by itself is a tremendous business opportunity. And then on the enterprise side, you have Google Cloud, where we're basically making those infrastructure services available to enterprise customers, and they can transform their business with this. And so we saw those two pieces together, the transformation, the value that could happen in both of those two businesses, consumer and enterprise, and the need to invest to be able to capture that opportunity. Now, it's obviously been a huge investment. If you've looked at our CapEx spend over the last few quarters, it's significant. But we are absolutely seeing that already yielding returns, right? If you look at the level of engagement and some of these new consumer capabilities we're making available.
In the short term, that AI is overhyped versus in the long term, it's underhyped. And I think we're starting to see that, right? I think that we're starting to see, and you've heard a lot about the different cases that we are working on as a company. And these are all, including the HMax case, which we're working together with NVIDIA on, where we are now starting to deploy, what I would call Gen AI times AI. So Gen AI X AI type solutions that start to accelerate our journey, right? And beginning to see the type of value and the type of impact that it can have.
Yeah, I mean, echoing some of these thoughts, well, I think first off, just acknowledging that there are AI innovators and AI adopters, and they are at slightly different stages. And, Google's an AI innovator, NVIDIA certainly is. We are, since we've invented a lot of this, all three of us have invented a lot of this technology. But I've also been extremely impressed with the pace of learning among adopters. I think just to be a little bit more forgiving, it's only been 2 years and a lot has been learned. And maybe just to paint a little bit of a picture of what I've seen historically across many enterprises, thousands of enterprises. In 2023, the focus was largely on, wow, there's this new technology called ChatGPT, and I want to understand how I can talk to it, right? Prompt engineering, starting to incorporate RAG, retrieval augmented generation. That's connecting external data in, adding those snippets into the prompt, and then seeing the response from the model. That was a very exciting year for enterprises to just touch all of those things. And this year, 2024, I'm seeing some of those applications go into production. And now that's exciting, I think, on the sense, it's production. But people also come up to me, CIOs, CEOs, CTOs, and ask me, is that really it?
Let me ask a question to the audience. How many of you have used a large language model of your choice, OpenAI's Gemini, to help you do some task at your work? Okay.
Everybody.
Everybody. So I think if you, and that's been true as we meet with the different customers and they say, are you using individual, I'm not talking about the company, I'm talking about individuals that we speak to, data scientists or engineers of any kind, they're writing code, they're all using it. They're all saying, yeah, absolutely, I'm using it. And then if you go to a first principles perspective to say, are the applications that you use today, and it was mentioned already, are they going to be leveraging AI to be either to create new features or be built with code or improved based with AI? The answer is probably yes. And are agents, the agentic things that you talked about, are they going to be using these apps and you're going to be interacting with those apps? If that answer is also yes, then I think that the skepticism that comes in, you can already see the adoption, if you will, from an individual standpoint. The company investment and adoption in those will improve, like was mentioned, that their use cases will evolve as the technology and the usage within an enterprise matures. But there's no question that is, to your point, up and to the right.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything that's said. Maybe the only thing I would add is, from our interactions with our customers, the magic is really when you can sort of combine those core AI foundational platform capabilities with what makes you as a company unique, right? And what is your core competency and what really matters to you, and how do you bring those two together? And I think we probably all have examples of that.
If AI is not part of your business strategy, and I mean business strategy, not technology strategy, but your business strategy, then you need to speed up, because your competitors are probably doing it, and if there is definitely a first mover advantage in this environment.
I would go back to training, talent development and use cases, right? Because what we've discovered, even with the project we did, given that we had a team from all of the Hitachi digital companies working with NVIDIA and Rail, we came out of that project in a short window of time with over 30 engineers capable of now looking at use cases in a very different way, right? Your curiosity and your mindset change is foundational when that happens. So use your use cases and train people on those, and then let them run to figure out what other use cases can be applied, right? So really give them the tool set, if you will, right? To be capable of driving this.
Now that you heard, maybe 9s of accuracy are possible, what would that actually be? If you could get the LLM to, in the grocery app case, it could remember 3 million product IDs and be able to recommend not just salsa when you put chips into your cart, but Tostitos salsa mild product ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it may be, right? And not hallucinate on it. Put it in the user's cart automatically. What would that be for you? Because for them, that was the core of their product, their most important data set, and turning that into intelligence. What would that be for you? And that'd kind of be the exercise.
I want to add my own, which is something that's already been said, which is be bold. This is not the time to be passive or just do. So of course, you have to do, like I said, sort of some of the more modest use cases. We're going through a period of massive transformation, and we need to be thinking about the next generation of models and the generation after that, and sort of be ready for a world that's coming that we don't exactly know what it will look like, but we really have to invest now.